Father, how do I deal with severe spiritual desolation in my life? It almost feels like my prayers are useless. Do you have any recommendations?
The desolation could be caused for several reasons. If it's because you become dissipated and you're not practicing your Catholic faith, that could be a certain desolation because you're not feeding your soul. But there are other desolations that can come about through you're practicing your faith, you want to pray, you're doing all the things that you're supposed to do, but you receive no consolation. Mother Teresa spent 40 years kind of like in spiritual dryness. In other words, was in front of the Blessed Sacrament. She knew by faith that it was really our Lord truly present in the Blessed Sacrament. She prayed all of her prayers. It didn't give any kind of sensible joy, maybe, or satisfaction. But Saint Therese of the Child Jesus said she desired the God of consolation and not the consolation of God. And she said, when you do your spiritual exercises and you get no consolation, or you do them and God consoles you, then God is consoling you. But if you do them without any consolation, that's you consoling God. I would say continue to pray because your prayers are very powerful. Those times when you think are useless is when they're probably most powerful. Saint Therese said, never judge your prayers. After you spend a half hour, an hour in front of the Blessed Sacrament, say, well, that was a good holy hour, or that it wasn't. No, probably the time you thought it was a good holy hour, it probably wasn't that good. The time you spent maybe fighting distractions, as Saint Teresa of Avila said, she spent sometimes the whole hour of prayer fighting distractions. That may be your offering, was just to show that you wanted to pray and you wanted to be focused on God, and you had to keep shooing away the distractions and continue to do what you know you should do by faith. We walk by faith and not by feelings.
Dan says, Father, do you get more graces if you go to Mass and receive the Eucharist twice in one day instead of going to Mass once?
Well, I would think that God is a God of justice. If you make the effort to go to Mass twice a day, there's more sacrifice involved. And if you're properly disposed, I would say, yes, you probably would get more grace by going to Mass twice a day. As a matter of fact, during the Jubilee year, you can receive communion twice a day and offered for the poor souls in purgatory. And you can get 2 plenary indulgences a day, whereas before you can only get 1. But during the Jubilee year, you can get 2 indulgences every day if you go to Mass twice. Obviously, if you can obtain 2 plenary indulgences, you're obviously getting more grace for somebody, and also probably for yourself as well, because you're making more of an effort. And God is a God of justice. If you do more, then God is going to reward you more.